As someone who has been a huge fan of Travis Scott since 2013 and 2014's Alfaro and Days Before Rodeo projects, it's been incredible to witness Travis's ascent to stardom. After hitting his peak with the now multi-platinum Asher World in 2018, which spawned the career-defining Sicko Mode, Travis Scott has undeniably become one of, if not the biggest rapper to come out in recent years. Auxiliary to his musical success has been Travis Scott's merchandise game, whereby he's been able to continually reinvent and reimagine his merchandise branding and aesthetic from project to project, constantly delivering sought after clothes to his core fanbase. My personal favorite era has to be the Rodeo era merch, which included this iconic figurine, which has now become a rare collector's item selling for upwards of thousands of dollars online. However, since 2018, Travis Scott has soared with his entrepreneurial spirit, leveraging his name to sold out collaborations with the likes of Reese Puffs and Nike, which helped build his brand power. And in 2020, we saw Travis take it up a notch, securing landmark deals with billion-dollar companies like McDonald's, Epic Games, and Sony, which, according to this article here by Forbes, netted him over $100 million in 2020 alone. And in this video today, we wanted to break down these bigger partnerships one by one and explain La Flame's mammoth fiscal year. The first partnership to touch on is his work with Nike and Air Jordan. And whilst Travis's work with Nike didn't begin in 2020, it did, however, expand into new territories. Of course, the first thing that springs to mind when you think of Nike and Jordan and Travis is his now multiple iconic shoes, of which my personal favorites include the Air Force One varieties and the Cactus Jack 4s, which were released across 2017 and 2018. And practically every single sneaker release over the past couple years of Travis's has reached grail status for the sneaker community and received markups of up to 700+% of their retail price, going for thousands of dollars on reselling marketplaces. And the success of these shoes were proof of concept for Travis transitioning into this behemoth of a cultural icon, where seemingly all you needed to do was slap Travis Scott or Cactus Jack branding onto something and it was going to sell. Focusing on 2020 specifically for this relationship saw Travis Scott take on a couple newer silhouettes which sold out worldwide, including the SB Dunk Lows, which generally go for about $1,000 plus, and the Air Max 270s, which are a little less pricey at around $500, but still not cheap by any means. Furthermore were his expansions of Nike's pre-existing clothing lines this year. 2020 saw Travis expand the NRG AG and Nike SB lines to feature the La Flame makeover. All up, according to Forbes, this Nike partnership contributed a cool $10 million to Travis this year. And next to move on to is his partnership with Epic Games, and more specifically Fortnite. Now, musicians collaborating with video game companies is nothing new. I think back to playing Michael Jackson's Moonwalker on Sega or Def Jam Vendetta on the PS2. But what Travis Scott did with this Fortnite partnership represented a new symbiosis between musician and video game, where a larger-than-life Travis Scott was rendered in the world of Fortnite for a virtual concert performance.
Got no money, got no problems, got no enemies. When you make it to the top, it's the amenities.
And the attention to detail was what really made this special. The in-game character mimicked his real-life image down to the tattoos, the shoes, and his flamboyant performance style. And this is a maneuver that we've already seen influence the industry. Just last month, we saw Lil Nas X team up with Roblox for their in-game performance, a carbon copy of what Travis Scott did with Fortnite. And sure, I can understand the optics of Travis Scott teaming up with Fortnite being looked at as him being a sellout or being a gimmick, and that's a fair opinion to have, but you can't deny its success. According to reports, the event was seen more than 45 million times with 27+ million unique viewers and peaked at 12 million plus concurrent viewers. And in typical Travis Scott fashion, this collab came with all kinds of merchandise to go along with it. Physical items included shirts and hoodies, but it also came with exclusive in-game cosmetics, which made for a 360 partnership. And according to Forbes, the Fortnite deal left Travis Scott walking away with 20 million. And if that wasn't enough, Travis Scott cleverly seized the opportunity to debut a new track to the millions of people watching the performance, his collaboration with Kid Cudi, The Scots.
We heard that your wave went dry. We flood in a drought. Heard that your hood outside. We added some routes.
And this was an ingenious marketing tactic, as following its Fortnite debut, fans flocked to streaming services to listen to the song. And in fact, it actually broke Spotify streaming records in its first week and debuted at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. Now moving on, we get to his collaboration with McDonald's, and this involved a menu item being available for customers to purchase, referred to as the Travis Scott meal, based on his own personal favorite order.
Here's my quarter pounder with lettuce, pickles, onions, ketchup, mustard, and bacon. Here's my fries. Sometimes I do this. Then I dipped them into barbecue sauce. Oh yeah, and my Sprite. Same order since back in Houston.
As well as this, there was a vast array of McDonald's themed merchandise, including a blanket, boxer shorts, hoodies, shirts, pillows, etc, etc. And the hysteria caused from this collab was bizarre to witness. It took over social media as fans rushed to their nearest McDonald's to get their hands on the meal.
Thanks for choosing the cake. I have to order.
You know what I'm here for. Oh shit, this is Burger King, my bad.
And Travis Scott even caused pandemonium in this car park of an LA McDonald's when he popped out to celebrate the release, where according to reports over 500 people showed up, and in fact both McDonald's and Travis Scott were actually hit with fines for doing so. The meal was so popular that it reportedly impacted McDonald's supply chains, creating product shortages, and according to Forbes, after a pandemic induced 8.7% same-store sales drop in the second quarter of 2020, this rose to a 4.6% gain in the third quarter, quote, due at least in part to the Scott meal. Forbes reported that Travis Scott earned $5 million from the endorsement and a further $15 million from the merchandise sales. And the last company to touch on is PlayStation. Now, with this situation, it's a little harder to go too in depth on, as this partnership is much more recent and the major collaborations seem to be coming in the near future. According to Forbes, there's likely some form of a console and video game collaboration in the works that is expected to earn him $20 million over the coming years. However, for right now, we've only gotten the very start of this partnership, which saw Travis Scott offer fans Cactus Jack PlayStation themed merchandise and the mysterious PlayStation Travis Scott Dunk Low collab, which was offered to fans in an online raffle where there was only 5 available, as well as Travis featuring in ads for the PlayStation 5 and doing some fan activations.
Yo! Oh! What it do, man? No, but you know, hold it down. Can I give you a hug?
Even still though, Forbes estimated that this earned him $1 million so far in 2020. And if you've been keeping up, according to Forbes estimations, we had $20 million each from the Fortnite and McDonald's collaborations, another $10 million from Nike, and finally $1 million from PlayStation, totaling $51 million for the estimations, which is a ways away from the $100 million that they mentioned in their article. And there is no way to know exactly where this other $50 million came from with their estimations, but if I was to guess, it probably would have come from other merchandise drops he's done over the course of the year, and it's hard to pinpoint exactly why Travis Scott connects so intimately with his fans, but whatever that answer is, it's literally worth millions, and at this point he's interwoven himself deeply within popular culture from all angles: music, fashion, and branding / image / name power. Following the footsteps of hip-hop moguls before him, like Jay-Z with Do Say and Diddy with Ciroc, Forbes alluded to the next move from Travis Scott seemingly being that of an alcoholic beverage called Cacti, and if his past product moves are anything to go by, this is sure to be a hit. But that is everything we had today in regards to Travis Scott's huge monetary year. If you haven't yet, make sure to hit that like button down below. But that's all from me today, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. Peace.